Hello, everybody, and welcome to CLCI Live. Before we begin, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment on the video. Please interact with us. We love interaction, answering your questions. Today's topic is coaching tools. Yeah, are we done with brainstorming? Is this not in brainstorming land?
It's not in brainstorming technically. It is kind of brainstorming.
It can be. I can see how it would be,
It
but
could
we'll just. It's like brainstorm adjacent, so it's not in brainstorming 101. It is better coaching tools. Yes, and can improv make you a better coach?
Yes, and
Yes.
it's fun.
Yes, and it's a skill that you can get better at.
Yes, and anyways.
Yes,
Did we talk
and
about
it makes
liking-
things much more interesting when you're coaching.
Yes, and Brooke, what were you saying?
Did we mention to subscribe? Did we
Yep.
say
I did all that in the
we
beginning.
did that? How did I miss that? Did I like time travel? I don't know what
I
happened.
said it very fast. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment.
Don't say it fast. We
How to
really
say
want
it.
to emphasize it's important.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment.
It's how we know that we're doing a good job, you guys.
Does anybody actually subscribe to these? When's the last
Yes, of
time
course.
we've had a subscriber? We haven't gotten them in so long. Everybody should subscribe to it now so that we've got something to celebrate. So improvising. What do you guys think? What do you guys know of improv? What is your knowledge of improv?
I was in a improv group in college, and we traveled to other colleges and competed.
Oh wow!
We were competitive improvers. Justin was in it with me, by the way.
Our good friend Justin.
Yeah.
I took an improv class as well during college, and that was interesting.
Never taken one.
I have no knowledge.
Yeah, I haven't really participated.
Something only comedians and actors did. I didn't know it was for the ordinary.
It's not.
I beg your pardon. We are not ordinary.
the common rabble, the hoi polloi. I also was in a comedy improv group called Free Sandwiches in college.
We were called the Pussycat, the psychedelic Pussycat Swingers, and Brooke, because I was the only girl.
Oh my God.
Because it was 5 guys and me. So, yeah.
Compared to Free Sandwiches, which was not just the name of the group, but we gave free sandwiches. So if you went to we bribed people to come to our show. But before I did acting, though, there was my first instance was improvisation, was in jazz band. Doing jazz band, playing trumpet and saxophone, improvising music, which is a lot different from improvising in comedy. Almost completely. I mean, there's similarities, and I'll probably get into how we can incorporate that kind of improvisation in coaching. A lot more stressful. I found doing that more stressful than comedy.
I saw a jazz band live this weekend doing taking requests, so I'm sure that's kind of what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, can you request true jazz? Isn't true jazz improvised?
No.
They turned down my request, so I don't know. They said it was too difficult.
Whoa, that's too jazz for us.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So why is improvisation appealing from like a performance standpoint, whether it's acting or music or otherwise? Why do people like improvisation?
Like, watching it or participating in it? Let's differentiate.
Both, but we'll say watching it first. Why is it appealing to watch?
Well, it's funny.
Or listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully it's funny. If it's not funny, it's
Not
distracting.
always funny. Yeah. Yes.
You also have no idea what's coming. Like you have no idea where it's going to go. I mean, if you go see stand-up and you've seen that person do stand-up, you kind of get their general vibe. improv could be all over the place. You have no idea what the vibe is.
What was the name of that show where the comedians?
Whose line is it, anyways?
Yeah, that one.
Yes,
I like
that was a good one.
I had fun watching that one.
I think people like it and people do it because it's a skillful show of spontaneity. When it's done well,
I think that Anthony didn't improvise that line. I think
no,
he
I did improvise that. I 1000% just came up with that on the spot. I promise you. But like, just because something is spontaneous doesn't make it really interesting, or
No.
correct or good, or funny. But when that's combined with skill or knowledge of how to improvise, whether it's acting or music, it can lead to something that's really surprising and cool. I don't know. Cool is the best way to describe it for right now.
Cool.
It's really cool seeing a jazz performer be able to improvise just on the spot, making things up as they go, to get something to work. Another example could be like MacGyver. Show is all about MacGyver improvising thing. It wouldn't be a very interesting show if everything he made was just crappy and it failed all the time.
I hate to break it to you, but that show is scripted. And
There's
No,
Yes.
they shot it live and they just threw out all the bad tape. Okay, but like we're pretending that he's improvising, and that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Pretend improv makes it funny.
It does. So I guess it's a dumb example, but
No, I mean,
the
I
reason why
understand.
we find the show interesting is because we think he's improvising or we pretend he is, and then whatever he comes up with works, in a very like intuitive, cool, special, smart way. Scripted way.
I've
yes.
definitely had to improvise in the kitchen before. You know,
I could
like,
tell.
What do I have in the fridge here? Gotta throw some things.
Yeah, it's very apparent when you improvise
Oh, thanks. You know what?
in it's delicious and creative ways.
Do you see that? Never keep cooking again. He just-
I'm saying it's a compliment.
Done.
I am complimenting you because it has its own special Brooke little signature on it with love and attention.
Oh boy, he is working it now.
See, that's also
He's
improvising.
just digging a hole deeper and deeper today. Like he really is.
I'm showing an example how to improvise.
Yeah. And he's not making dinner to make it up to me tonight. I know that.
I am making
already
dinner
ate
tonight.
it, so.
No, I'm putting it in the oven. We're getting really off topic. This is going to be a wild episode when it hits YouTube. So, improvisation. Why would coaches even think to improvise? Why is this something that would be relevant to coaches?
Well, don't coaches have to improvise at some point in the session? I mean, you can't plan everything out, even if you try to.
Well, what would it look like if a coach tried to plan everything?
Oh gosh,
It
I
would be
couldn't
terrible.
imagine how you could do that unless.
Right. It wouldn't be coaching if it's fully 100% planned.
I mean, couldn't a coach do something that's like, hey, you're my client. We're going to meet for an hour. I've sent you the questions that you need to respond to. And when we sit down, you tell me, your answers. And then you do that for an hour. And if you really want to get stringent, you could time them and be like, okay, you get 5 minutes to answer. Okay, now you get 10 minutes to explain. And then we'll move on to the next question
my
until
goodness.
60 minutes is done.
That doesn't sound like any fun to me.
It doesn't sound fun.
I like the improv.
Kind of. I could kind of see how that would be an okay session. Like, it would give time for you to think of the questions and give the client time to think of their answers, and then you just sit down and listen to them. But it wouldn't be really coaching.
No.
It wouldn't be coaching at all. It'd be teaching.
Mhm.
It'd be the client teaching me, the coach.
Either way, I see it both ways. I mean, I think the improv allows you to adapt to what conversation has come from your client what you're talking about is scripted screenplay.
Yeah. So with coaching, ideal in most circumstances, the client is coming in, whatever they say is spontaneous. They're not preparing anything. They don't know what you're going to ask them in advance, and you don't really know what you're going to ask until the conversation flows.
Well, I think though, in this similar to improv, and we should probably like do an improv type game at some point. Similar to improv, there is a structure though that typically kind of guides the direction of the improv, and same with the coaching session, right? We're still working within a structure. We teach a structure in our courses, so like you're going to learn, how to open a session, how to set a session contract, what should happen once you get past all of that. So how to get work in and get things going, and then how to close a session. And that is your sort of the structure that you're working in. Also, the rules are set as coaches, like what happens in that time. There are certain things we do or don't do as coaches that make it specific to coaching, right? And it's similar with improv, right? If we're playing an improv game, typically there's going to be a structure to that game. There will be rules set, and for the game to work, we follow the rules in the of the improv, right? Of whatever that is, and every game has a different set of rules, but you work within those improv rules of that game. Similarly, you work within the rules and structure of your session with your client. But what is actually said, asked, done in that is where all the improvisation comes in, because we don't know what the client is going to bring to us and what the plan is going to be for that client. So we can't plan out a list of questions because we don't know, and the client probably doesn't even know how it's going to go. So same in an improv game as well. I mean, hopefully we can't predict. But
so maybe to illustrate, we do a little improv game to try to get the juices flowing and to show off this is, if you can take anything away from this episode, is yes and. That's just you'll hear it all the time in improv, but it's just agreeing to whatever condition is being set or being thrown out there and then adding more information to it.
The quickest way to stop an improv game is if, like, simply, it's something I'm telling a story. And you're supposed to join me in that story. I went to the store, and then the next person goes, "No, we're not going to the store."
No, you didn't go to the store. You actually went to the bank.
And then now we have just halted and changed. We're not working together. We're clashing, and it's much more interesting if we just follow along with whatever the person before us said.
So to sort of practice our yes and, we're going to play a little game called Remember When. We're going to go around the group, starting with Lisa, then Brooke, myself, and Jen and Jerome. So going in clockwise order. At least I think it's clockwise. I don't know if the orientation is different.
I think it's clockwise.
Okay, good. We're going to remember an event that we're going to make up on the spot.
So it's not a real event.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
that we were all there for.
Lisa, this is not a real event. You're just going to make something up.
Or inject a little bit of reality into it and make it a little funny. So Lisa's going to start by introducing the make-believe memory that we all experienced. And then Brooke will add a little more detail. Either expounding on it, or that reminds her of a different memory that we all shared. And we'll just keep on taking turns by adding nuances to the memory. And we'll try to keep a straight face the entire time.
The more outrageous, the better.
No smiling, no laughing, no chortling, no chuckling.
Oh, God.
That's not happening.
We have to try our best
We have to
be
take it
serious.
seriously.
All right, let's do this, Jen. Jen, you said you wanted to do this.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be bad at it.
So I'm remembering that time that we drove up the mountain on a paved inch wide road. And as we were driving up, someone decided to open their door.
Who?
Brooke
Okay.
decided to open her door.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I opened the door. Because Anthony was in the back seat, and he flew a bag of what I thought was poop at me. Anthony, do you
No,
remember that?
it's. Oh yes, I do remember that, and I know you thought it was a bag of poop, but I'm doing no but. I'm gonna not do that. And it was a bag of poop, actually, and vomit, because Jen was so sick going up the mountain from the being acclimated and going around the curvy roads with Lisa was driving like crazy. She threw open the bag and pooped in the bag, and I threw it at you to pass out the window, but you just opened the door.
Whose turn is it? Your Jerome.
Jen,
Jerome.
turn.
Well, your turn, Jen.
Oh,
and then Jerome.
not laughing.
Yes.
Mm.
And then I remembered that was a dream that I had, and I told you guys about it, and I was like, wasn't that a ridiculous dream? Oh my God, why would I dream that? Remember?
Tag
Do you
Jerome
remember?
in there.
I remember when Jen said that. It did make me a little nauseated though when she did tell me about that story, because I wasn't aware that it was a dream at first, so I had to go to the bathroom and actually throw up myself.
Oh,
Yeah, and can I interject too? When Jen was saying that was a dream, when she woke up, she did poop the bed and throw up everywhere.
No, the car, because we were driving up the road, and that's when Anthony.
Well,
grabbed
in the
the
dream that happened, but in reality, she
it
also did that
happened.
in the bed.
It was like one of those dreams where what's happening.
And it made her dog sick as well.
Now, why Anthony threw it at me, I still don't know to this day. I mean,
Well,
he
it
said
was Jen's dream.
I will never drive up that road again. I'll just have you guys know.
I just
So-
remember why Anthony
Uh-huh.
threw it at you. It was because of that one time you made him wear a mermaid tail, and he was still
yeah.
pissed about it. He's like, come on, I got to get back at her. I'm never wearing this tail again.
Oh,
To clarify, is this the dream that I wore the mermaid tail, or was this in real life that I wore?
This
But
is IRL.
secretly, Jen,
Oh.
he told me he loved wearing that tail, and he wants the tail to be even behind him
I
to show up
remember.
all the
yeah,
time.
I know that
I
Anthony
rem-
does like wearing mermaid tails.
I
'Cause
remember
yeah,
saying that,
sneak
but
in-
we were in Vegas and I was pretty drunk.
No, there was no drinking. You're misremembering.
No, that's not the. You have to say yes, and
Pause for a second. We are kind of struggling with some of. It's funny because like with I think we did good, but I think we did negate one another at a few times. when
we
tried
did
to
like
roll with it.
no. We did no buts, or
There were some buts.
there are some no, which is fine. It's funny.
Yeah.
If
And-
doing,
We wouldn't do that with our clients, though. We're not going to go, no, but this is what it is. We wouldn't do that, right?
you
We're
do it in a
playing
subtler way.
But we're playing within a structure, right?
Yeah.
We're playing within a structure, and
Yeah, but my takeaway, Jen, you're gross.
no.
Tell me something I don't know.
Okay, let's. Should we play another game, or should
We'll
we
try one
actually
more.
do this?
Let's try
Okay.
the three-headed expert, and let's just have three people be
Oh.
the three-headed expert, and we'll just have three folks do it.
Jen, Jerome, and Lisa.
Okay, I don't know this, so help me.
I don't either.
Okay,
That's
what
okay.
I'm gonna do is put you guys together on the top here. I'm gonna hide Anthony and I.
Okay.
And then I will talk and tell you the rules too.
Just turn off your
Oh,
and
I
you're
gotta
gonna,
turn it
you
off.
can tell them the rules and then go away. That
I'm
works.
gonna look at the camera to tell the rules first, and by looking at the camera, I mean looking off to the side so I can read the rules, and then I'll dip. So the three of you are gonna answer some questions. To play this game, you're gonna be the three of you are the three-headed expert. Me and Brooke will be the audience and ask you some questions, such as, how do you make a sandwich? What's the best book ever written? What's it like to live in space? What's it like to work at Certified Life Coach Institute? Your job is to answer these questions. However, each head can only say one word at a time. When the trio is satisfied that they've answered the question, each member of it has to wave their hand to signal that it's finished. And then me and Brooke will applause.
Wait,
And
we wave
one-
when we've said a word, or we
No,
wave
when
the whole sentence?
when the trio's satisfied that they've answered the question, like all three of
okay.
you, just sort of wave and indicate that you're done.
And then we can ask another question.
And we'll ask another question. And you guys should do it as
Quick as
reasonably
possible.
fast.
As quick as you
Don't think too much.
Yeah, real quick if you can. And so your prompt will be, Anthony, do you have an idea of what the prompt should be?
And for who?
Start, and what's the order? What's the rotation?
It's
We'll
Lisa,
go-
Jerome, Jen.
Lisa,
Okay.
Jerome, Jen, then background.
Okay.
Why do I
What-
got? I'm just kidding.
What's it like to
Well, they're experts, so we want to
Oh.
ask an expert question like, how do you make the best sandwich?
Okay, how do you
Well-
make the best sandwich?
So the cool thing, it's so amazing when you make some
One
That's
word.
one word.
One word. You only get
One
one word,
word. Yeah.
Lisa.
Per
One word.
person.
Bread.
One word per person.
Okay.
Are you
Bread.
ready?
Wheat.
Buttered.
Do I go again?
Yes, you'll keep. Also, it needs to be an English sentence.
Yeah,
Something in the English
Okay.
language.
that's what I figured.
Sorry.
Like, take a piece of
Mhm.
bread and add a piece. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We're gonna give you a different prompt though.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
I like that one. I love sandwiches.
change that prompt a little bit. What is the best way to change a light bulb?
Light.
Acquirement. Lisa, you got to give us something to work
You have
with.
to start a sentence.
Yeah, start a sentence with
No. We're so. I'm gonna interrupt. You
Okay.
I
guys are
guess I don't
doing.
understand.
You guys
Sorry.
are doing good so far, and you're building off of maybe some shaky ground. So light acquirement. Okay, Jen, how do you turn that into a sentence?
Plus
Light acquirement plus
That's 3 words, but continue.
stamina.
Strength.
and
Build-A-Bear.
It's a big compound word, but okay.
Can.
really
Screw.
In.
the
Light.
Well,
exclamation point.
Okay, sure. That was close enough.
Let's try one more. How about this time? Let's switch it up. Lisa and Jerome, can you come up with our prompt? Or what you would think of a prompt, and then Jen, Anthony, and I will give it a whirl.
Okay.
um,
Building a book or writing a story.
Building a book.
writing
A
story.
story. Okay.
Okay.
Jen, you'll start, then me, then Brooke.
Okay.
let's see.
First,
Thing
2.
do
is
Wait, is it what? Okay, am I going in there? Grab
a
pen
and
jot
and that's
jot
is
and
it? Okay, we'll just keep going with and.
idea.
would you say idea?
idea.
Jot and idea down.
Then
Pick
Something
to
right
on.
when
you
Can't
think
anymore
Then
You
take
a
moment
to
despair.
after
that
You
can
start
a
sentence
following
another
sentence
then
magic
can
happen.
plus
plus writing
Will
make
more
words
on
the
paper.
hooray.
okay. And somehow we would have gotten a book from doing that over and over and over again. Okay, so that was fun. So yeah, it's improv. It's I don't know what the takeaway from that is, so I'm just gonna
Well, so
improvise.
the takeaway from that is we had a structure. We worked
Mhm.
within it, right? We didn't know where it was going. We thought on our feet. We followed the rules. I think. I don't know. Lisa?
I would say in coaching, what we would use are the concept a client would give us, and we can still call it, let's play this game. I'm going to say this word and you say what's the first thing that comes to you. So I can totally see how the structure that you're presenting could be beneficial for someone who likes to, you know, have ad libs and games and that kind of thing in their experience as a client. Makes it interesting.
So we're gonna play another game. That I think, and then I do want to play Sell It to Me too before we sign off because I think that's going to be helpful. But we're going to play this game. It's called Hype Man. And Anthony, you are going to be our hype man.
Okay.
Lisa, you are going to be player one, so the sharer of information. And Jen, you will be player two, which is, I'll explain it in a second. So player one is Lisa, player two is Jen, player three is Anthony. Player one, Lisa, you're just going to sort of share in a couple sentences, maybe 2 or 3 sentences, some relatively mundane information about yourself. So just something, you like about you. Just tell us, hi, I'm Lisa. I, like to take long walks on the beach. I have 3 dogs and I am really good at shuffleboard, something like that. Jen, you are going to repeat back what Lisa has said in a very matter-of-fact way. I want you to say, you can change the words up, but I just want you to repeat what she is saying as if we all just missed and didn't hear what she said and we are deaf, and repeat it back in a very straightforward, matter-of-fact way, but feel free to change up a bit if you wish, but I want it to be serious, very serious, okay? Anthony is our hype man. Anthony is going to say it back in a way that hypes up Lisa. So he will be
hyperbolic way.
And introducing, hyperbolic. He's going to be turning the volume of what the information Lisa just gave for us. And so what I'm going to do for this, I'm going to situate us like so. Lisa will go up first, and then when she's done, I'll switch, and then Jen will hop on, and then Anthony after that.
Okay.
All right. So Lisa.
So hi, I'm Lisa. I love to read and learn different kinds of materials in my reading. One of my favorite reading materials is historic fiction, because I feel at least while it's fake, it's also, I'm learning something that's kind of fun. I love animals. The animals we have around us are just a joy to hang out with. And my grandbabies are amazing to be around as well. They make me laugh, and I love to laugh.
All right. Jen, go ahead and tell us what we just learned about Lisa.
Lisa loves to read. She loves to learn new things when she reads. Specifically, likes to read historical fiction. She also loves animals and her grandbabies.
Lisa Fink. This lady fucking loves to read. And when I say loves to read, she is addicted. She has to go to a clinic because she is so addicted to reading, especially historical fiction. I don't mean real stuff. I mean that fake shit. Has no bearing on real life, but Lisa devours it, eats it up all the same. Nom, 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 nom. And you know what else that she eats up? Animals. They are her joy in life, the only thing that makes her life living, second to her grandbabies. And they make her laugh so hard that she pees her pants.
Anthony's got laughing humor today.
I forgot the laughter part.
I'm trying my bestest to
Be a hype man.
censor myself and also be a hype man.
Yeah.
Cursing comes with being a hype man.
Yeah.
We want to do that one more time? Yeah.
Yes.
I can be the hype man for it. Let's
Brooke is
have
the hype
Jerome,
man.
Let's have Jerome be our player
Repeater.
one.
Actually, can we switch that? Can we have Jerome be the hype man and you be player one?
Why?
I want to see Jerome get all excited and hyperbolic.
Oh my god.
I think that. I mean, well, fine.
I'm cool with either.
Okay.
I want to put Jerome out of his comfort zone.
Alrighty. Well.
And then I will I'll relay the facts as a matter of fact from what you say.
Okay. Well, I don't know who player one will be though.
Your player one.
Oh, I'm player one.
We're
Oh,
reversing the roles. Yeah.
okay, I see. Okay. I am Brooke. I enjoy free diving and mermaiding, as well as practicing holding my breath. I teach bar and Pilates, and I enjoy that quite a bit. And I have 4 kitties I love very much, and I'm also an artist.
Okay. So for the audience, it's Brooke. She free dives. She's a mermaid. Holds her breath while she's mermaiding and otherwise. Teaches bar and Pilates and has 4 cats that she loves and is an artiste.
All right. That was Brooke. And when I tell you this girl, she loves freediving, she is never not by body of water. Every weekend, she's got to be submerged somehow, some way to satisfy her urge to go diving. Also, not just a regular diver, the best type of diver, a mermaid. You ever heard of that? Yeah, exactly. She's a mermaid. On top of that, she also likes to, dang it, I forgot the second part. She loves to teach Bari and Pilates. And when I'm telling you that every week, every day of the week, she's in that studio, she's teaching that class. So when I tell you she loves it, I'm telling you, it's the best thing. It's one of her favorite things to do on earth. I think that was, oh, and she's got 4 cats.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Nice. I like it.
Okay.
I think that would be fun to incorporate in one of our next level classes. This is, I think, a good way.
This might be something
listening.
It might be something interesting to have the client do as well. Like the client will be person 1 and also their own hype man. So they'll tell me, the coach, something. Listen, I'll reflect and summarize. Hey, this is what I hear as a coach. Can you now hype yourself up? Say whatever it is you said to me in the most hyperbolic terms.
Yeah.
And see where that goes. What I think we can take away from a lot of these is that I have to really listen to what it is you're saying. I have to
Yeah.
pay full attention to what you're saying, try to remember everything, and then either add on to it or say it verbatim or transform it in a different way. But if like in the same exercise, like let's say Jerome was talking about Brooke and he just started adding like, oh, she also has a Nissan, or just making things up entirely, that kind of breaks the rules of the game. And it's not really him listening. For this game, I think it was pretty important that, we got to listen and then reiterate in a different way, which is what coaching does a lot of the time.
We have to have that
Listening and reiteration.
Turn on.
Just repeating what I heard felt very similar to coaching, and I didn't get it perfect, and that's okay. I got the bulk of it. I was able to reflect the bulk of it.
Now, we can also take a game like that and apply it to perspectives and think about perspectives, right? So whenever we're listening to our client, we're listening to what our client is saying, but we're listening beyond that as well. So that client may not in that moment be being their own hype man, right? Like they might be not also giving, there might be details they're leaving out. There might be things that we don't know, or depending on the energy or attitude around what the client is sharing, whether that it's tainted with sadness or happiness or excitement or frustration and all of these things, what they're sharing can sound very different, even though it's the same information. So if we were to listen to the way Anthony shared, which was this very dry, and then versus the way the hype man shared, the way, that dry reading versus the way the hype man told the story, we're getting different energy, right? We're getting a whole different energy, even though the same information is being shared. So it lends, I think, itself to an ear to listening to how a story is told and listening beyond the words, right? There's a different energy brought forward, and that is brought forward through intonation, through excitement, through, hyperbole, and all of these other things. But ultimately the same information is being shared. What's important though, is as coaches, is listening to how that story is being shared. That is what we start to tune into. And I think that this is a great exercise that sort of demonstrates how the same information can be told differently. You could play that game and ask people to tell it in three different attitudes, right? You could have someone tell it sad, someone tell it happy, and someone tell it angry. And it's going to sound different, even though it is the same story, three different ways. What becomes important is the attitude of the story and listening beyond the words. So I think that's a great demonstration of that.
Can you repeat all that now angrily?
I can.
Fun to have, like, to not know the energy or the tone that the person is repeating it with, and then we have to guess
what the energy of the tone is. Absolutely, that would be fun. One of the things we used to do when we would have folks audition for us for different roles is we would give them just silly prompts, like you are a man slowly turning into a chicken, and things like that. But it's a fun exercise because, like, you have to start out normal and then you slowly start to let the chicken come out. And I think that if you did that game where you were more subtly, starting to tell the story, and then starting to get angry and being even a little subtle instead of over the top about the emotions, it would be really fun to try to guess what they were sharing, if they were sharing it subtly. Bragak. I have another game for us. I think this is kind of a straightforward one. Quick fire questions, Anthony.
Fire questions. So all we have to do is have a conversation and take turns to contribute a line at a time. The twist: anything and everything they say has to be a question. Let's see. You have to think on your feet, be creative with your answers, and answer in the correct format. If someone hesitates or or asks something unrelated or doesn't ask a question at all, then you're out. We can play round robin with everyone. Do you guys think this is a fun game? Start it and then going to Brooke, Jerome, Jen, Lisa.
Wait,
So we're
I don't
answering.
understand.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
we're
think
answering a question with
just-
a question,
with
and it
a
has
question.
to stay in the same realm.
It has to be in the same realm. It has to be related. Brooke, do you
Okay.
think this is a fun game?
Well, that depends on a few things. Is that a
I-
question?
I
That's
think
not
he
a
was trying to
question.
start the game.
That's not a
Yeah,
question.
I started the game.
Yeah, it's a terrible way to start the game.
Is it?
What?
Is it?
What?
Oh,
Does that mean I go?
So good. That's
I'm
good.
out because I responded incorrectly.
Yeah, what's the order?
Does that mean I go?
Yes,
It's
Jerome,
Anthony.
you
Oh,
and
Jerome
then-
already went. Gosh.
Oh, wait, why are we playing this game?
I don't
It's-
understand.
Is this game supposed to be this hard?
Was that a question?
Wasn't it supposed to be my turn? Wait, Jen, didn't you just go out of place?
I don't know
Where
how
are
to
you
answer
going?
that. How should I answer that?
I'm wondering how this is relevant.
What time is it?
It's getting close. We might want to wrap. Oh, I'm out.
I think it's more interesting if you start something with something like
So we're not playing anymore. We
yeah.
finished.
if we start with something more like where are we gonna go for dinner?
No, that's me, isn't it?
God, I feel my brain melting in this game. What's happening? Why is this happening to me?
Why is this always a question every night?
I'm not sure what we're getting for dinner tonight. Oh, gosh dang it.
What was that
Okay.
place?
Hard.
What was that place we went to last week?
I'm not sure, but I'm feeling Mediterranean. If you guys haven't had, no, I feel like that's too much of a statement. I'm sorry. I'm gonna
I
dismiss
would have
myself.
counted
You
that.
could have got like
Okay.
Can
I'm
we
feeling
go to? Go ahead, Jerome.
No, I'm out. I'm out.
Can we go to the place with the pirates?
Wasn't that place banned?
how hungry are you guys tonight, anyways?
Wait, is this Jerome or me?
I'm out.
I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it tonight. How about you?
I'm not sure I want to make it.
What do they serve at that pirate place, anyways?
Lisa,
I'm
I don't
not
think
even
that was a
sure.
question.
Wait,
Me?
what?
Lisa,
Oh.
she said, I'm not sure I want to make it. It wasn't a question.
It's an internal
Ah.
question.
Oh,
So it's down to me and Brooke?
yeah.
What do they serve at that pirate place, anyways?
What's the best time to go there?
What wasn't there?
Jen, you have to respond to the question still.
I have to actually answer it, but with a question?
It has to be related to what Brooke is asking.
All right, what did Brooke ask?
What do they serve there, anyways?
Do they serve the food on a pirate ship?
What? How big was that pirate ship?
Is it big enough to hold cannons?
What kind of cannons?
I'm out.
Okay.
Brooke is the
was
champion
good.
of this game.
I'm the worst. This game I was so bad at.
We can also get like,
Hard.
weren't those cannons made of chicken? What was the
So-
sauce they served on the side?
What did we learn from this game?
Yeah,
This is
so
a
you
really
can-
good coach game because you have
Yeah.
to be curious. You have to remain curious throughout the entire process instead of trying to make a statement about something.
I also think it's an experience of how people will avoid even answering.
Mhm.
Right?
think it's good exercise in how to frame something as a question. Kind of jumping off what Jerome said.
Yes.
Open-ended question would probably be best.
And I think that's great. Like, it's also that active listening and then thinking that like, I think if we play it, we could try again. We could play again and like just really take a moment and think, okay, pretend like you don't have the answer, right? And get curious about whatever situation we're bringing in. So like for me, like I thought bigger picture, where do we want to go with food? And I come up with my next question is going to be something relating to maybe the restaurant. And then I sort of keep getting smaller with the questions. Well, if it's a restaurant, what's on the menu? And then if it's the menu, what time of day are we going to eat? And then from there, okay, well, if it's lunch, then I go, okay, what's on the lunch menu? And then you get specific about certain items or certain, like I just sort of start big picture and start to narrow it down with the questions. And that helps me start to sort of frame the questions. Yes. But yes, it is hard to frame it as a question. We want so bad to have an answer.
How my brain is so wired to just answer. Like I had to really try to like work around that. Yeah, that was neat. Very good coach game.
So we're kind of winding down a little bit.
I'd like us to finish off one more game before we finish.
We'll do one.
And I think it's important.
Do it.
One.
Which
so everybody grab an object.
Are we showing
Any
it?
Object. Yes, you can show it. Wait, we're just gonna. I'm already holding. Actually, I'll grab this. Okay, so in 30 seconds each, we're gonna sell this object to each other. Okay, whatever you're holding in your hand, we're gonna try to sell it to everybody else in the room. Okay, so I'll start. Make it easy. Anthony, do you have a timer? Can you throw a timer on the clock?
I'll put a timer up really quick. You would think Restream would have a timer.
How long do we have?
30 seconds.
Let me put 30 seconds here. To sell it to me, and I need to buy it. You're wanting me to buy what it is you're selling. Who's starting?
All right. So everybody, I have the best glass of almost finished coffee you have ever seen in your life. It is cold brew, so it is potent. It is oat milk, so you're not going to have gas, no cramps, no lactic acid issues. Delicious. Also, it's afternoon, right? It's evening. You don't want to get the jitters. This is just the right amount of coffee for you to drink to not get the jitters. It's in a beautiful tinted smoky glass, classy coffee. Everybody, you want a glass of classy coffee. It's also delicious.
That's hard to follow. Jeez, thanks.
I know.
Jen, we're going to go with you. You got 30 seconds starting now.
All right, so this is what you would think is just a regular hair claw, but it's not. It actually looks like an octopus. So it's perfect for people who like the sea. It's like a fun little friend. Look you can name him, and he can even, he can clip in your hair like this. And now he looks like a spider. Look you see that? So if you like animals, this is going to be for you because it's not just a hair claw. It's a toy. Okay. It's a friend. It's a toy. It's a companion. It's my companion animal. I can take him with me. Emotional support. This thing is good. It's crazy.
Okay. I'll do mine next. So I've got here United Healthcare Insurance Plan card, and not just any United Healthcare Insurance Plan card. It is Anthony Lopez's United Healthcare Insurance Plan card with Optum RX too as well. You get 50% off. 50% off on all office specialist urgent care and ER visits as well. It has a very high deductible, so if you love spending money, go with this insurance plan. It's so good, people have killed for it.
You have to go there.
Go
there. Oh my god.
I could be referencing anything.
Okay. I'll switch it up.
Jerome, go.
So what we've got here, everybody, is the top of the line wireless gaming controller on the market right now. This is not just usable for what I like to use it for, which is my PC. You can use this on your Xbox if you have one of those. If you have a PS5, you can use it on one of those. I've actually even seen this used on a GameCube one time. I don't know how that worked, but apparently it can happen. So if you go ahead and do enough research on this puppy, you can get it to work for just about anything. There's also a button on here. It's a turbo button. I'm not sure what that
Time.
does. Oh, that was 30 seconds.
I know, 30 seconds goes by fast.
Yeah, it does.
Lisa, go.
Oh, I found these. These are magic glasses. You put these glasses on and you see everything so differently. I find that I am so enjoying these and I don't want to share them. Would you like to try them? Would you like to see them? They are clear, so they go with every outfit that I have. They are magical.
Time. So Lisa was different in that she wasn't talking a million miles an hour like we were.
Yeah, that was calming in the
I
sale.
think it was my fault.
Calm
Yeah. I started out by talking.
That works with the aesthetic of the glasses, though. You know, clairvoyant, clear.
You could have put the glasses up to the camera and let us see through them. So what did we learn through? We learned that none of us are salesmen.
No,
What-
I don't know. I thought I was.
I used to
Brooke-
do sales. I can't.
I think.
That was.
I think someone would have bought me a cup
Brooke
of coffee.
sold me on the coffee for sure.
Does anybody would like my health insurance?
No, but don't dox yourself, please.
I don't think it has anything really on here that could dox me. Yeah, well, no, it doesn't, so it's fine. What did we learn from this exercise?
I like the discomfort that the improv puts me in. I really think that that's a good, useful thing to keep doing, especially, as a coach. There can be that time, that comes up where you feel discomfort, but it's just part of the deal. And so if you're prepared to know, you can handle discomfort, I think that'll make you a better coach, truly.
I think it's also important. Can you spontaneously sell yourself as a coach to other people?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all fine. It's fine to have your elevator pitch that you practice, prepare for, but sometimes you're just going to have conversations with people, and out of nowhere, you just need to bring up that you're a coach, and these people might be people who are wanting to be your client. So you need to talk.
And you're going to be put on the spot.
And part of this is how confidently can you sell yourself? It's not really about what it is you're selling, although you are selling a very good service, being a life coach. But confidence in what you're selling, means a whole lot, especially when we're doing this game. The more confident you sound, the better, the more likely we're going to be wanting to buy your almond milk or your Xbox controller. Oh, milk. Yeah, sorry.
Universal controller.
Universal. Pair of glasses and whatever Jen was selling.
Her hair cloth.
I thought
Her
I thought the hair cloth clip was
spider
really-
thing.
I thought her hair cloth clip. It made me want to
turned
get
it into
one.
a
I don't
friend.
know about you, but I wanted. It was a spider and an octopus. You're talking my language right there.
Final thoughts with improvising.
I think that what you said, it's important to put yourself in discomfort and uncomfort. I think that's a really valid point in this. I also think it's important for us to know that we can not to be afraid to just sort of put yourself out there and be in uncomfortable situations, right? As a coach. And I think a lot of people get tripped up on a lot of this internalizing and that imposter syndrome. I do, all of these things that come up and we get stuck in this headspace. But with improv, you're just sort of forced to do it, right? You're just sort of forced to speak and do it and, pass or fail, you're throwing it out there and it just is happening. And that is part of it, right? It's this quick pacing kind of thinking thing. And I think that is an attitude that a lot of people who are starting out should sort of adapt. Like, just do it, just like throw it out there, just see what sticks, just try, just, it may not all land, it may not all be funny, it may not all be whatever it needs to be, but at least you're practicing, you're putting it out there, you're doing things, you're just trying. And I think that's a great element. And then I also think the active listening thing is very important, and it's a great tool for teaching that. So
Anybody else? Final
that's all.
thoughts?
I'm done.
I will say I really enjoyed, Brooke, you actually, when we're dropping research information in our channel before we went live, I listened to a podcast that Brooke dropped, and there's a lot of similarities in improv that I realized that translate directly to coaching. So I think if you want to take that next step as a coach, and I'll even drop the link for that video / podcast.
Drop the link to the podcast.
I'll drop it in there for you guys to check it out. But there's a lot of similar words that, I hear in coaching just all the time. There was listening 80% of the time is something that you'll want to do. Be more interested than interesting. There's just a few different terms that I realize there's not a whole lot of differences when it comes to improv and coaching. So if you kind of want to just explore a different, unique, quirky way of how to become a better coach, I think delving into improv is a good way to do that.
I think my takeaway is that yes and is extremely versatile. It's not only great in improv, it's great in coaching, and it's great in just regular life for looking for opportunity and, validating.
Improv is a great way to not be stuck in your own head and to be in the moment with someone else that you are participating.
And perfection is not required.
Absolutely. Okay, I think it'll wrap up this CLCI Live then. Thank you all for joining us. Be sure to catch us next week. I don't know what the topic will be, but hopefully it'll be as fun as this one was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
Maybe not.
maybe,
Who knows?
maybe it'll be more boring. Who knows? Well,
More games on our lives.
and if you want to learn how to improvise better as a coach, be sure to take coaching 101 and 102. You'll get the skills to improvise confidently and with the technique and know-how to back it up. So we'll see you guys next time. Take care and goodbye.
See you guys.